That's ice. That is also ice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel. This video brought to you by, hey, when it's 24 degrees outside in the morning, please drain your trailers at the bottom of the boat ramp before you pull out. Otherwise, everything on the ramp is gonna be a complete sheet of ice. Anyway, out here on a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning, my day off. I've got some other stuff to do this afternoon, change the fluids in the Yamaha. But for today, we're gonna try and get out, try and focus on how to find winter crappies with Garmin units when it's 25 degrees in the wintertime like this. Something I've got in my videos from kind of a long time ago, a couple of years ago. Wanted to give a little bit of a refresher since really in the last couple videos, all I'm doing is like rolling up to the spot and showing you how to catch them and stuff. So anyway, I've got to get the rest of my ice armor on, make the very cold run out to the spot, and I'll see you guys there. All right, well, we have made it out to the spot here. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just kind of break down like how I'm looking for fish, where to look for fish this time of year. Middle of January, water is 34 degrees, and these crappies are schooled up. So I'm gonna kind of show you where I find those crappies schooled up this time of year, show you what they look like. So let's kind of delve into the Garmin Echo Map unit and show you what the mapping looks like. All right, so you guys can see here, looks kind of messy. I've got my trails turned on. You can see that I fished this channel bend quite a bit. But yeah, in the Garmin Echo Map units, pretty much all the units now, I think with the new update, you're able to go in and shade your depth ranges, which this time of year really helps, especially on a new lake. You can shade your depth ranges to reflect the river channel. Here in the Mid-South, pretty much all the lakes we have down here are all reservoirs. They're dammed up rivers. We don't have any natural lakes here. So pretty much every lake has an old river channel, and that's what these crappies for the most part are gonna be using this time of year. So a lot of the schools that I've been finding are just kind of set up right on the edge of that old river channel. You're gonna obviously find a lot of fish that are stacked up on trees on the old river channel as well. I mean, that's just kind of like a bread and butter thing is in Kansas is fishing crappies in the brush piles in the wintertime. But for a lot of these bigger fish that you guys have seen in the last couple videos and a lot of the LiveScope footage, that's mostly just been all big giant schools. So if we just use a shortcut here, switch back to down scan in my map there, I'm just S-curving in and out of the edge of the river channel to try and see where those fish are positioned at. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit different for me over here. It's not like I'm on a new lake or anything. There's obviously gonna be numbers here that consistently have fish on that I fish pretty much every day. But now, I don't know if you guys can see behind me here, we're going through some small sheets of ice. So hopefully we get a little bit of a breeze to move those around because there's gonna be some areas that I'm not gonna be able to fish until that ice blows around. But yeah, let me just try and drive over some good numbers here and show you what these crappies look like on down scan and 2D sonar. Personally, I prefer this time of year just using down scan instead of 2D sonar because a lot of times those crappies may just look like big blotches on 2D sonar. They might look a little bit more like shad than they do crappies, but down scan is gonna really tell the detail of those fish. So we'll just kind of drive around, see what we see, and I'll let you know when I find something. There we go, boys and girls. That's what they look like there. So yeah, that is, so right there, right at the top of the edge of the river channel, we've got a big tree, and then all those dots right there, right on the break of that river channel. Those are all our fish. That is a super, super good picture. So now, even though I probably already have a waypoint on those fish, what I'm gonna do is now that I've got the screen paused, just drop my finger on the screen to create a cursor. These gloves aren't working very well for the touch screen. Put my cursor right on those fish, go up to the right-hand corner of the screen, press the new waypoint button, and that's gonna bring up my waypoint screen to drop one right on those fish. So yeah, that pretty much took all of like 4 seconds, but yeah, we'll just drive around and show you a couple more schools and then we're gonna start fishing. All right, so rolling up on another group of fish here. So you can see right at the top of the river channel, we've got another stump or deadhead kind of situation. And then right down towards the edge of the break there, there's some small fish mixed in with some brush, but right there at the top, those are what big crappies look like. There's not tons of them, but those are big crappies right there. So again, just take our cursor over to those fish, drop it right on them, hit that waypoint button up in the right-hand corner, and you're good to go. All right, another really good looking group here. So we just had come up the edge of the river channel here and I started to see those fish bunched up right on the bottom, topped out right at about 13 feet. And you guys can see those big crappies just piled up right on top of each other right there. Now, a lot of times too, especially in this lake, those might be white bass, especially when you find them shallow like that. But obviously the best way is to just drop a line down and catch them and figure it out. But yeah, to kind of summarize this time of year as far as the river channels go, the main thing that I'm looking for on my map are any sort of bend in the channel. Outside bend, inside bend. It's really gonna help you kind of cut that time curve as far as searching for fish in half, you know, when you can just focus on those inside or outside turns in the river channel. But that's where a lot of times I find these groups of fish that are schooled up off the channel that aren't necessarily on brush. But in the end, it really just boils down to putting in the time to come out here and scan, not pick up a rod for a while, just go drop a bunch of numbers and then get down and fish for them. So I think that's what we're gonna do now, is just find one of these good looking groups of fish, drop down, see how big they are. Oh yeah, you guys might notice I went ahead and made myself a new LiveScope pole. The other one was getting pretty warped and crusty. It was like bowed out like that, which didn't make the inside pole turn very good. So schlepped together a nice new one. I think I'm gonna start making those like 40 or 50 bucks. Whatever size, whatever color you want, hit me up. But we're in a good little zone here, so I'm just gonna get the cameras all set up, get LiveScope down, and just kind of start searching around. As you guys can see, it is an absolutely beautiful morning out here. It's not quite as cold as I thought. I mean, it's like 25 degrees, but without any sort of wind or anything, it's actually pretty nice. So yeah, let's take the 3 hours it's gonna take me to get all the cameras set up and start fishing. We're definitely breaking ice right now. It's cold. Perfect. All right. Found our first potential school of customers. Just a random school of nice ones here. I don't know if they're gonna stick around. A lot of these fish have like been just cruising real slow up and down the channel. Let's see if we can get a bait down to these guys real quick. And then we'll talk a little bit more about tackle. Even though I always talk about tackle, there's really nothing new here in this situation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. With those baits getting down to the fish real quick there. Just kind of see what their mood is like. Well, I spooked that one. These fish are definitely kind of still more towards the out in front of the boat here. The bait's right there though. They're all facing the channel, so I think maybe what I'll try and do, because those fish are definitely a little bit spookier, is just pitch it out there. See if I can get my baits dialed in on scope. I don't know how far out I am. Oh, already got a fish on. Plucked him right off the bottom. Just a little guy. But yeah, all those fish kind of probably saw on the GoPro, they shifted towards the edge of the channel, so I pitched it out there and let it fall. By the time I found my baits, it was already in a fish's mouth. So we'll just keep trying to stay on that school of fish, because they're definitely still there. They're a little bit farther over to the left now. See if we can catch another one. Yeah, a lot of those fish are back over towards this other side here. So we'll just come out and do a little pitch, find the baits, pendulum them down through the school. Instant. Good keeper. There's some big ones down there for sure, but that's your average keeper right there. Definitely not keeping any fish today. Should be able to get another one here pretty fast. Get our baits going there. Now those those fish are definitely still kind of like, every time we catch one, they push back towards the edge of the channel just a little bit more. But yeah, that was interesting. I mean, it's like nothing new. You know, these fish, when they're schooled up, they will move, so your success depends on being able to stay on top of them. That one was aggressive. I think you probably saw that one come from out of nowhere. Yeah, this isn't the school of giants, but if you were to come out and try and get a limit of keepers, that's about the size that you would want. I'm fine with it. Beautiful Monday morning. There's nobody here. Sweet. There we go. That's a nicer one. Just kind of been sliding around the area a little bit. These schools of fish are moving a lot. These guys were a little bit more shallow, sitting down in 18, kind of right close to the bottom. It's a nice 12-incher right there. But yeah, I've just been moving around a lot. These fish are moving around a lot, so you kind of have to move with them. And if you can't stay on them, then go find different ones, because they're definitely, even for that 34-degree water, pretty transient right now. So there we go. Just got on yet another group of fish here, and was having to pitch out to these guys. Another nice keeper, 12-incher there. But yeah, like, I mean, these fish are definitely moving. A lot of fish that are we are finding in giant groups are small, so definitely having to stay mobile here. I mean, haven't been here for all that long, but really haven't had the crazy schools of big ones just yet, but definitely keeping it consistent anyway. But yeah, I mean, just got to go find them. So I'll just keep poking around at each group of fish and see what they do, but we'll find them. There we go. That's kind of more of what we're looking for. It's still looks like a lot of small fish, but I mean, it's a giant school. I guess we're just gonna have to get some baits down and see. But yeah, there's a lot of them. Going through the end of the school, bringing some fish up to it. Nobody's really doing anything yet. It's a nice one right there. Here he comes. Got him. First one out of the school is a heavy fish. Sweet. It's usually what I mean. If I can, the bigger ones are always pretty much going to be right at the top of the school. Damn, that fish is a lot bigger than I thought that he was. That's a nice one. 14 all day. First one out of the school. I don't think they're all that big. We got the biggest one out first, but that's what we're after right there. Back down he goes. Let's see if we can get another one. Off, get it back down in front of a big one. Oof. Oh my, that one, whew, that was a drive-by. Now those big ones are kind of getting off all by themselves, which is good. You guys can see there, definite size difference on LiveScope. That's what we're looking for. Instant, look at that. Oh, I got him. Oh, giant too, nice one. Nice fish. So yeah, that's when you find those schools with smaller fish, there are probably bigger ones in there. They're gonna be on the outside or the top, but it's another dandy right there. Nice 13.5-er, probably. It's definitely a bunch still down there. There's a big one. Got him. Nice fish. Another nice one. Really, I mean, I probably won't show all of it, but we're seriously in the mode of like having to really pull it away from a lot of those small ones so we don't completely spook the school to get it to the big ones. Because as you can see, there are a ton of fish down there, but they're not all big ones. So trying to have to use LiveScope to pick and choose through our fish, and that's fine, but a lot of them down there. I mean, anybody else like would probably roll up to that school and get so excited. That's why you got to learn how to differentiate size, especially in crappies, if you wanted to just find a school of big ones. Got him. Decent keeper. But yeah, with this school, the big ones are kind of out by themselves a little bit closer to the deep water. It's a nice 11-inch keeper. So that one I just kind of like pitched it out there. That thing came racing over to get it. So we'll try and beat this school up, catch a couple more big ones, and go find another group. Fish on. Lost view of my jigs. Nice fish too. I saw that fish. I knew that he was coming up to it. Just barely felt him breathe on it. Did not see it, but another nice keeper. Here we go. Got him. Nice fish. Really nice fish. That one was all by himself away from the other ones, and we got him to come up, munch it. Dandy. So fat, so pretty, so tall. Swim to fight another day. Got him. Another nice one. Don't worry guys, I'm not snagging fish. I also don't do videos when I'm on guide trips either. Anyone that you see in this boat is just a buddy, so it's another nice one. Somebody got their private parts really hurt because one of the fish that I caught in the last video was snagged. It is not illegal to keep fish that are snagged as long as you're not illegally snagging fish. Pretty obvious on LiveScope that a fish goes to swipe for it, misses it, and you'll get him in the belly or something. So not that I really care that much, but that was a pretty funny Facebook status, buddy. Hope you're watching. Oh yeah. Just barely saw that one. I was kind of drifting out of the school, so you guys probably didn't see that eat, but that's another fat one. Got the school fired up. Good group of fish. That's what we're all about. Well, guys, I don't know how much more of this we can really do today. It's kind of getting repetitive again, so I'll make that the last one for this video. Try and close it out here. Beauty day. All right, guys, well, like I said, we don't want it to get too repetitive, but just kind of wanted to show you, especially at the beginning, like how I approach an area this time of year when we're winter crappie fishing. Always look for those channel bends, anything different about the channel. Just stay on your big motor, you know, leave a trail of breadcrumbs, waypoints. Throw a LiveScope down if you have it, kind of inspect the schools and see how big they are. Otherwise, you know, like you've seen in my previous videos from a couple years ago, you can still do this with traditional sonar. But yeah, drive around, figure it out. Don't follow other boats around. It's more fun to catch them by yourself. And that's really all I can think of. So thank you guys for the continued support. If you guys liked the video, leave a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. I think the numbers are getting better, but still I think there's like between 70 and 75% of you guys that watch these videos that are not subscribed. So please subscribe. Helps me help you put out more decent, halfway decent content on my days off when I'm not guiding. All my information's listed down below if you guys want to book a trip January or February. And that's it. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.